Like to travel but hate spending money? If you do your research, you can find some cheap places to stay and some beautiful locations. If you still want all the fun of a luxury vacation at a much cheaper cost, then this list is for you. Today, we are counting down the top 10 cheapest places to travel. Number 10. Morocco. Nestled in the northern part of Africa, Morocco is a tourist's dream. With so many fun and unique sights to see, you'll be shocked to find that you can book a room in a guest house here for prices as low as $30. Go see Bahia Palace, a beautiful location built in the 19th century by the Grand Vizier of Marrakesh, Bou Hamed. This palace was built on 80 hectares of land and is made of marble and painted wood that is colored an eye-poppingly bright blue and yellow. While you're in Marrakesh, be sure to check out Marrakesh Medina. Tons of vending stalls line the Medina, along with various musicians and even snake charmers trying their best to battle for your attention. Or, while in Marrakesh, visit the Jardin Majorelle, a gorgeous garden created by French artist Jacques Majorelle. In the garden, you will get to see a wide variety of over 300 different plant species, as well as the beautifully designed house and courtyard that are painted a vibrant blue color. Number 9. Danang, Vietnam. Keeping up the tropical trend, we have Danang, Vietnam. Much like Morocco, Danang is extremely affordable, with guest houses only costing you $9 a night. And if you want something a little nicer, hostels are normally around $20 a night. If you like flashy things, then you can't miss Danang's Dragon Bridge, a 666-meter bridge that was built to resemble a dragon. If you stick around until nighttime, you get to see it light up an amazing display of colors. It even breathes fire. For less than a penny, you can admit yourself to the Marble Mountains of Danang, a must-see for people who love to hike. According to legend, a dragon laid an egg on the beach, and it broke into 5 pieces that stand for each of the elements that make up the mountains. Those pieces of shell are said to have grown into the mountains that you see today. These magnificent mountains have tons of paths and caves that you can explore as you admire their beautiful limestone and marble peaks. And if you're into learning about history, you can always check out the Cham Museum. This museum showcases the history of the indigenous people of Danang. Number 8. Guatemala. If you're looking for yet another extremely affordable place to stay, try Guatemala. Just like the previous entry on the list, you can get a room in Guatemala for as low as $9 a night. Food is cheap too, and you can expect to spend around $1 to $2 a week on your meals. There are plenty of sights to see while in Guatemala, and you won't have to go far to see some of the most stunning architectural creations on the planet in Tikal. Tikal is an ancient Mayan city with giant limestone temples that tower over 230 feet high. These temples were used as shrines to the rulers of the Mayan civilization, much like the pyramids of Egypt were used for the pharaohs. If Mayan history really intrigues you, don't forget to take a trip to the Museum of Mayan Costumes in Guatemala City. You'll get a look at all the ceremonial costumes worn by the Mayans while they performed the various rituals and sacrifices that they used to please their gods. Number 7. Fiji. While Fiji may have a reputation for being pricey with its super expensive resorts and fine dining, it has another much more affordable side if you give up the luxury of a 5-star stay. Guest houses are a bit more expensive than our last entries, but they can still be booked for as low as $40. That's a steal compared to the hundreds of dollars a night you could be spending in a luxury hotel. If you love clear, blue water, then you've come to the right place. Dip your toes in or dive straight into a rainbow of coral in one of Fiji's many reefs. There's so many different attractions in Fiji if you love water. You can kayak, take a cruise, go scuba diving, or if you're a daredevil, you can try and catch a few waves. If you're looking for a luxury experience at a budget-friendly price, head to Fiji. Number 6. Agra, India. Now for something a little different. Instead of beaches and tropical fun, let's take a look at one of Earth's most famous attractions, the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal, located in Agra, was built in 1643 to serve as a burial site for Emperor Shah Jahan's favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. The giant white structure is a whopping 240 feet tall and is capped off with its iconic marble dome. On the inside, there are marvelous carvings, paintings, and archways that add to the already beautiful building's appearance. A room in Agra is only going to cost you $60 a night. And while you're there, you can make a trip to New Delhi, where you can see Humayun's tomb. The tomb, built in the 16th century, bears a resemblance to the Taj Mahal, but instead of being made of white limestone, Humayun's tomb is made of a striking red sandstone and is sure to leave you stunned. If museums pique your interest, then you should definitely visit one of New Delhi's numerous museums, like the Delhi History Museum or the National Science Center of Delhi. Number 5. Bali, Indonesia. Bali is yet another place on our list, filled with beautiful beaches and ocean waters. Staying in Bali will only cost you $25 a night, and while you're there, you can partake in many ocean-related activities. You can surf and swim, of course, but the real fun lies offshore. Take a short boat ride and go muck diving in Padang Bai. There are 7 different dive sites where you can see all of the tropical wildlife that your heart desires. There are sharks, seahorses, and octopi, all waiting for you underwater. You also get to see all of the amazing coral reefs located here. You can also partake in various water sports, like flying around with a water jetpack. While jetpacking, you can take in the sights of Bali from 32 feet above the sea and truly appreciate its beauty. If you would rather stay dry, you can head to the Treetop Adventure Park, where you can climb the tree canopy and walk on tiny bridges suspended between the trees. Talk about an adrenaline rush. If you head to Cedaman, you can walk down trails that give you breathtaking views of bright green rice paddies and rushing waterfalls that will be sure to leave you stunned. Number 4. Sri Lanka. Don't be afraid to bring a few friends with you to Sri Lanka. A 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom home will only run you $18 a night. While you're there, make sure to visit Yala National Park, where you can see plenty of exotic wildlife like elephants, leopards, and tons of different bird species. If you don't want to be alone on your trek into the foreboding jungle, book a safari instead and get treated to a guided tour of Yala while riding in one of the park's safari jeeps. If you're up to the challenge, you can climb Sigiriya, a gigantic rock fortress that dates all the way back to the 5th century. Check out the iconic Lion's Gate, where you can see a massive lion's paw carved into the rock. Sail to the island of Nijanthevu to enjoy a serene island environment where you can see herds of wild horses running free. If seafood is something that you enjoy, you're in luck. Sri Lanka prides itself on its fresh-caught seafood that will leave you full and satisfied. Number 3. Bolivia. A cheap guest house in Bolivia is extremely affordable at only $15 a night. And while you're there, you need to check out the Salar de Uyuni, also known as the Bolivian Salt Flats. Looking into the salt flats is like looking into a mirror in the wet season. And in the dry season, you can admire the hexagonal salt deposits that make up the Salar de Uyuni. The Amazon Basin is another must-see location in Bolivia, with its incredibly diverse selection of wildlife. The Amazon is known for having an enormous number of plants and animals, and some of the most stunning are the giant lily pads that float around in the waters of the Amazon. And who could forget the iconic toucan? If you love to shop till you drop, don't forget to check out the Witches Market, a marketplace filled with the macabre. You can find many disturbing things here, like dried frogs and llama pelts, as well as supposed witches that may sell you some unique knickknacks. Ever wonder where flamingos get their pink color? Well, stop wondering and find out for yourself at Laguna Colorada. At Laguna Colorada, you'll find flamingos feeding on the bright red algae that color the lake and give flamingos their well-known hue. Number 2. Valparaiso, Chile. If you like to break the rules, Valparaiso is the location for you. Valparaiso is known as one of the graffiti capitals of South America, and for good reason. You can get a hotel here for as low as $55 a night, and that gives you an all-access pass to see the amazing art that paints the city. Street art and graffiti cover the city of Valparaiso, making the whole city pop with color and life. You can see a great example of this street art in the Museo a Cielo Abierto, an open-air museum project meant to stop the deterioration of the buildings that they decorate. Do you love to sail the high seas? This museum will teach you all you need to know about the history of Chile's maritime history. While you're there, Try choriena, one of Chile's many delicacies. The dish, which resembles Canadian poutine, is a dish full of French fries that are topped with steak, sausage, cheese, caramelized onion, and a fried egg. If you aren't afraid of heights, then be sure to check out the Ascensor El Pedal, or El Pedal Lift. The El Pedal Lift will take you up to a sightseeing balcony where you can see the city and bay from a vantage point like no other. Number 1. Thailand. Thailand is a beautiful country with jungles and beaches galore. With scenery like that, it's hard to believe how affordable it is to stay in the country. You can rent a room for only $9 a night, and you can eat cheap too. Some street food vendors sell various food items for as low as 26 cents. If you're looking for a filling meal, you only have to pay around $1. Spending your day at the beach is free, of course, but if you're interested in exploring the jungles of Thailand, you might have to shell out around $50 per day. Transportation around the island is affordable too. In fact, it's completely free. Ride the train around Thailand and experience all of the markets and food vendors that your heart desires. If you want a guided look at what the country has to offer, you can expect to pay around $20 for a day tour where you can learn all about the rich history of Thailand. And don't forget about visiting Khao Sok National Park, where you can see all sorts of diverse wildlife, like countless reptile species, tarantulas, and even elephants. With all of those opportunities to camp and experience the diverse fauna that the park has to offer, can you believe that entrance to Khao Sok is only $6? Now that's what I call a good deal. And it's why Thailand is number 1 on our list.